Very good. We are on the record. Open door notice has been sent with regard to the unsafe building hearing scheduled for today, March 19, 2025 at 2 o'clock. Hearing authority K. Mark Lloyd presiding. If we have anyone here to testify and or to discuss matters for consideration, please stand and raise your right hand for me. Each of you solemnly swear, okay, second, thank you, Ms. Bennett. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm information I give this court in hearing, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God. Yes. All right, sure everyone's taken the oath. Let us start then with our agenda. Property at 200 Hamilton Avenue. We're scheduled for an update today.
Hello. Clay Fulkerson, City of Franklin building official. The property at 200 Hamilton, everything seems to be going great. The house is tore down, everything's cleaned up. They have brought dirt in and spread everything out. At this point, we're ready to move on and say that everything's good on this one.
Okay, so are you ready to close it out?
Yes, we are ready to close this one out.
Okay. Any additional from anyone?
Nope, I'm ready to close out too.
You want to jump up, run up here and say yes?
I ain't gonna jump.
Go ahead and state your
Yeah, I'm Mark
name.
Bennett. I agree. It's done all except for planting grass, and I'm waiting for the weather for my grass to start turning green before I start planting more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll show this matter closed out then. Okay. Moving to the next agenda item, which would be the property at 159 Cincinnati.
Once again, Clay Fulkerson, City of Franklin building official. The property at 159 Cincinnati, they have also got everything taken care of. They've got the building taken down, fence rebuilt, and everything backfilled in front of it. So this one we are also ready to close out on.
Any other comments? All right. We'll show that closed out then. Thank you. Property at 115, Chip. Is Mr. Barger here? There he is. Go ahead and state your name for me.
Brian Barger.
Thank you. What's our status on this?
I wasn't able to get the money or anything together, so I was just waiting to see what you guys wanted to do.
Okay. The last time I recall, if I recall accurately, you were going to consult with Alex or the department with regard to options prior to around the February some date. What did we find out from those discussions?
I came down and talked to him just that one day. Then I got a message on my phone that I didn't realize until a few days later about a grant or something, but I was past the time frame.
So you missed that opportunity?
Yeah, I believe so. So I didn't go anywhere.
Well, that's unfortunate. That could cost you money.
I know.
Let's hear what the city's position is.
Good afternoon. Alex Ketchell, Senior Planner for City of Franklin. Yes, Mr. Berger had come into our office by February 18th. He was the last time we had met here to discuss the case. We had requested that he come to our office by the 19th of February to inform us if he was going to be able to get the structure demolished or taken care of by this meeting. So he did come in and at least report that on February 18th, but as he had mentioned, there's been no movement there. At this point, I think the city's ready to move forward with.
And that grant opportunity is now
Yes,
extinguished, if you will.
that's my understanding. Yeah, I believe it was the code compliance official Doug Roller that had tried reaching out to him, knocking on the door and sending him a message, I believe, to notify him of a grant program for repairs of structures. And he had mentioned to us that he hadn't received any response back, so that's where we stand.
Do you know for sure, is that program now no longer available?
I am, do you know, Clay? I'm pretty sure it,
This was through Doug.
yeah. I think it's in through community development.
Going to be done that week.
So it was, I think it was ending sometime in February as the application deadline, so we are beyond that, is my understanding.
Okay. So is it your city's then positioned to go ahead and start the bid process to demolish and then charge back the expenses to the homeowner? Is that an accurate
Yes.
summary?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I didn't know, in terms of the potential for willful noncompliance with the order, if there needed to be any additional fine levied on top of that, since we're having to go this route. As we had mentioned before in here, we're not in the business of offering low-cost loans or anything of that nature. May need to seek that route as well.
Okay. Let me hear from Mr. Barger. Mr. Barger, what is your position on the city's request that we go ahead and proceed with a bid process that would then acquire a firm or individual to take care of the demolition of the property in lieu of you doing it yourself?
Yeah, I feel like that's the only
Okay.
option I have at this
All
point.
right. You understand that those expenses will have been charged back to you?
Yeah, I'll be accountable for those, yes.
Okay. Does your property have a mortgage?
Yes. A little
Okay.
bit. There's not,
And how much is that mortgage at this point in time? Do you remember?
what I owe on it? Not exactly. It's not a lot, but
Roughly.
maybe 10,000.
Have you valued that property recently on Zillow or any other methodology to get a rough idea as its value?
No, I haven't.
Do you have a position as to its value?
With the condition, I'm not, I mean, if it was in good, perfect shape, but I'm not sure what the houses even were selling for. I haven't looked in any of it, but
Are you prepared today to discuss the city's, touched on it, an issue of whether or not this hearing authority should consider any fines associated or fees associated beyond the demolition costs?
I'm not sure
Okay.
what that would even be.
Do you wish to ask for that to be reconsidered at a later date?
Sure, yes.
Okay. Well, you don't have to. We can do it today. But if you wish for it to be reconsidered, then as a part of that consideration would be how much you cooperate with the city in this process between now and then.
Okay, well, yeah, I can,
Then
Well-
it makes a little, does it make sense for you to ask for me to continue that issue?
yes.
All right. I'll grant your request. We'll table this until the next hearing. If you wish for me to table it further, then I'll consider that at that time, okay?
Okay.
From the city's perspective, how much longer before we can move forward? 90 days? 60?
In terms of getting bids?
Well, no, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just trying to figure out when we should set a hearing where we might have some progress or update that makes sense. If you know. If you don't, I'll
I
pick it.
don't know at the moment. For that, I'm not sure what it's gonna take to get the bids and all that going.
Why don't we set it in 60 days then?
Okay, that sounds
Make
good.
sense?
Yeah, and then the other matter, if we are going to be moving forward with demolition, there'll be the matter of personal items that are in the garage and the timeliness that those will need to be removed. We may need to discuss that as well, either today or in 60 days, if that's more fitting after we've gotten some bids.
I think it should be considered before then, and it doesn't need to come to me if there's not an agreement, which is part of the cooperation between Mr. Barker and the city,
Sure.
okay? You understand that? All right, so we will show then a update to occur, and you are ordered to appear, sir, Mr. Barker, at the May hearing. And I will continue as well on your request, the discussion as to whether or not any further fines or penalties should be incurred. The parties are in agreement to go ahead and begin the bid process toward the city, taking care of the demolition. And then, of course, Mr. Barger, you understand that those expenses are going to be charged back to you, either by way of a payment in full and/or a lien on the property or other methodology. Any questions?
No.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Property at 540 Earlywood. It's okay. City, update on 540 Earlywood Drive.
Clay Fulkerson, City of Franklin building official. 540 Earlywood Drive, we had some complaints about the roof and possible other things on the building not being up to snuff. There was a hole that we could see from the road behind that in the roof that needed to be dealt with. We sent out notification to them about it. The roof has since been fixed, but they were supposed to be getting permits to be able to do the work. We were going to have just a single inspection just to make sure that everything was safe inside. Those permits were not acquired. So that's kind of where we stand right now, trying to see what we need to do as far as since it was put on the unsafe building program, we do need to be able to see inside and make sure that everything structurally is correct inside that building. Also, since they missed the permit, we will be needing to deal with that, and I believe it was a $15? The roof repair permit was $15. A missed fee on that, or a missed getting the permit, usually 3 times the permit price to get it. So that is something that we're looking for also.
Okay. Do we have anybody here representing the owners and/or agents for this property? Thank you. Your full name then?
Patrick Rouser,
Thank you. Your last name, spell it for the record.
Rouzer.
Thank you, sir. You may proceed.
Yeah, after we were notified about the roof, they made arrangements to get the roof fixed, and I do apologize about the permit. The person that we had gotten to do the roof said that they were gonna take care of those things, and apparently they didn't do that, so I'm sorry.
Well, that's a good start. So, any problem arranging for or allowing the inspection?
No, I do have, the area where that was, there is a walled off area that has drywall on it, and there is some, water damage on it. I'd like to get that fixed as well, if it's possible to.
What's your time frame on that, do you think?
I mean, we're trying to do things as soon as we can. I'd like to have, I've been talking with people to get things done. I was supposed to have gutters on the building last week, and they're telling me maybe tomorrow, so things are getting a little shuffled around. I don't know, I mean, if 30, 60 days, I don't know, is that reasonable?
I had a question.
Go ahead.
Can you see up above the ceiling? Is there a drop ceiling in there, or is that open to the rafters?
It is a metal
Ceiling? Can we
Ceiling.
see the rafters? Is there a way to?
There
That's the-
is, that little corner building that I'm talking about, it's not a building, it's just a closet, more or less. There's a access panel.
So we can get up there and see where the work was done? Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. Just, that's part of the reason we wanted to do it. We wanted to make sure there weren't any rafters that were damaged that needed
Yeah,
to be
I
worked on and
understand.
things
Yeah.
like that. And
I understand.
So that was the only other question.
Is there, from the city standpoint, is there any objection to us tabling this, if you will, until the April hearing? And then that'll give you gentlemen an opportunity to have further discussions, do an inspection as you believe is necessary. Also give you an opportunity to work on the additional issues, so that at least when we start talking about it, if it's not done, if it's done, great. If it's not done, then we have a better time frame as to when we think it's going to occur, rather than,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah. So is the city in agreement with that?
Yeah, we are.
All right.
That is
And is it Rouse or Roser?
Correct.
Okay. And are you in agreement with that approach?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you also agree that we'll table any discussion of penalties, et cetera, just to see where we're going to be with regard to everybody's cooperation and solution?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any additional from the city? Again, that next hearing then is April 16, 2025 at 2 o'clock. So I'll order you to appear so that we'll all be here for an update at that time. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Can I ask from the city, the agenda certainly reflected the 555 hurricane issue. What was the update, what was the status on the 311-3 North Graham property, if you recall?
I believe we closed that one out. Yes, we closed that one out before the February meeting. I guess we didn't touch on that. I didn't actually have an official meeting on that. We kind of did that administratively. 2 days after the January hearing, they actually had completely demolished that structure, graded and seeded the property. So for the February meeting, since it was the only thing on the agenda, we had administratively
Okay.
closed
We
that
now
one
have that
out.
on the record, and we'll just memorialize that then in the minutes. All right, very good. I think that covers our agenda for today. Any other matters?